So I almost didn't want to call this a budget USB microphone because I thought it might put people off. Let me explain. Welcome back to the channel, folks, and today we're looking at a super budget-friendly USB microphone from TONOR, the TC-30. So if you're like me, you're probably living most of your life these days in virtual meetings, whether it's Zoom or Microsoft Teams. And let's face it, these kind of call center, helicopter pilot style headsets aren't just wired, they are tired. And as any YouTuber will tell you, having super high quality audio is always far better than having a really crispy video feed. In fact, there was a really interesting piece of research, which I've linked below by the way, which shows that the audio quality has a really interesting effect on the listener's perception of the speaker. For example, the research found that when the audio quality was high, the listeners tended to judge the content as better and more important. They also judged the speaker as more intelligent, more competent, and more likable. So if you think about it, investing in a microphone is about helping people get the best possible impression from you. And you can spend hundreds on a good quality microphone. I should know the one that I'm wearing today is over £200. But do you need to spend that much in order to improve the sound that you get out of your camera or your webcam or your computer? Today I want to show you this budget-friendly TC-30, and thank you to the lovely people at TONOR for sending me this unit to review. So let's take a look at what you get in the box first. And oh, before we do that, look at this, a 2-year warranty as standard. This is always good to see. So we have some paperwork, including how to get that warranty. There's an instruction manual. Now this shouldn't be needed as this is pretty much plug and play. And here we have actually quite a long USB-A to USB-C cable. So this is 2 meters in length, so really good if you're wanting to set this up on a boom arm or maybe a good distance from your computer. So next up we have a nice branded pop filter, which is going to help us remove any unwanted plosive sounds and also help reduce any unwanted background noise. And finally, here's the mic itself. So it's quite an unusual design they've gone with. Now for me, this is kind of evocative of the classic EV664s that appeared in the 30s and 40s. And of course, at this price, we're not going to be expecting any full metal casings or anything like that. That said though, whilst the materials used are mainly plastic, this is reassuringly heavy and looks to be pretty hard wearing. And as we can see, it does include a built-in shock mount, which is concealed within the mic stand, and this should help reduce noise and vibrations that are caused by your desk or your keyboard or mouse, or maybe even the floor if you're mounting this on a tripod. Now, I would say it would be really nice to have a little light somewhere around the mic that tells you that this is plugged in and it's live. Otherwise, you're going to be checking it to make sure that you're getting a signal and you're getting some form of audio into the microphone. It's a minor niggle, I'd say, but it is worth pointing out. Now, while we're on minor niggles, there's also no way of screwing this onto a boom mount or a mic arm, but I have actually found a way to do this for this video, which I'll show you right now. And to do this, I used a clamp from another microphone I own just to make sure this stayed attached to my tripod. It's not pretty, certainly not as pretty as having it just sat on your desk on the little tripod, but come on guys, this is a budget microphone video, and to be fair, this is totally out of shot, so I think we're doing okay here. And so in terms of setup, it's purely a case of snapping in the pop filter, putting the tripod out wherever you want it to sit, and then plugging in the cable. Now my Mac read the new input device straight away and we were good to go with some recording. And so on the subject of recording and audio, as you may have guessed, the sound you're hearing right now and the sound you've been hearing all the way through this video is direct from the TC-30. So we're going to find out in the edit. I'm actually recording this on a day when there's some building works taking place in the house next door, so if you can hear some saw noises, that'll give you an indication of how good this mic is protecting you from unwanted background noise. Now I have laid over some basic processing effects from GarageBand and Final Cut Pro onto my audio, but if you're interested in knowing what it sounds like straight out of the microphone, I'm going to switch over now to a bit of unprocessed audio. At this stage, it's worth pointing out this is a cardioid condensed mic, so it's going to be picking up sound predominantly from the front of the microphone and towards the side in a kind of 180-degree pattern, and rejecting audio that comes from the rear. So I'm going to switch on that processing back on now. And for me, this has a really nice flat profile that allows you to play with it, and it's good to go to be used on calls, podcasts, and little voiceovers like this. And as a comparison, I'm just going to switch over to my wireless DJI mic now. And of course, this mic is about 10 times the price of the TONOR TC-30. Can you tell a difference? Can you tell a difference between the processed versus the non-processed sound? let me know in the comments below. And hey, as always, if you've got any questions about the use cases or maybe the microphone itself, just drop them below and I'll do my best to answer them. So let's get into pricing. The TC-30 has an RRP of $50.99 sterling or $42.99 US, but it is currently on offer on Amazon for $31.99 sterling or $34.99 US. I've got to say, at this price, if you're looking to upgrade your audio for video conferencing, streaming or podcasting, this is a total no-brainer. It's going to look smart on your desk, level up your sound, and who knows, maybe thinking about some of that research, it might even make you sound more likable. So if you think this audio has made me sound more likable, you know which button to hit. And hey, if you're looking at upgrading your workspace in general, there'll be a playlist popping up at the end of this video which will have a ton of ideas for you to consider. And if you're interested in more psychology, tech and productivity content, go on, maybe even a cheeky subscribe before you head off. I'll see you next time.